Hi, welcome to Marlene at Home. And I'm Marlene. I'm the Adult Services Supervisor at the North Carroll branch. And the first thing I want to say to you is Happy New Year. I hope in spite of this very different and difficult year, and especially this holiday season, that you were able to be in contact with family and loved ones and friends, maybe in new and different ways. I know Zoom and FaceTime and those kind of things play a very big role in our lives these days. But I do hope you had and are beginning to have a very Merry New Year. This is a very special week for us here in our house because in December, as much as I love December and Christmas and winter and snow, one of the very, very best things for me in December is that it's my wedding anniversary. And so just this week, December 29th, was Paul and I's 47th wedding anniversary. Not that we're going anywhere to celebrate these days, but anyway, just a very special time to think about. I was just a young girl when one of my cousins in the early 60s had a Christmas wedding. I can still remember the red and green velvet outfits, and I always thought, oh, this is for me. I'm a lover of Christmas as a young child. And then like a week or two later, a couple in my church got married and they had the same thing, the red and velvet. And I always kept that in my mind. When I met my husband, I told him he had two choices, or we had two choices, but here were my dreams. One was a Christmas wedding, and if not a Christmas wedding, then I lived near Longwood Gardens growing up, then I wanted an outdoor wedding at Longwood Gardens. We chose, thankfully, the Christmas wedding. And I've been in some friends' Christmas weddings, and I've just always loved it. And so anyway, that kind of prompted me to want a Christmas wedding. And I guess I must have talked a lot about it because our youngest daughter also had a Christmas wedding. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Speaking of the new year, one of the things we are all very thankful for is the promise of a COVID vaccine. And we just got the great news here at our house this morning that our oldest daughter, who works at two large medical centers in Cleveland Hospital, she's a physician, she's an OBGYN. Here, Cooper, stay here. And of course, Cooper's joining us for this picture. Cooper, look at Daddy. Look at Daddy. No, okay, stay here. Look at Daddy. Okay, stay here, stay here. Anyway, people say they like to see my dog and my grandkids. Anyway, somebody said to me yesterday, well, we've seen some of your grandkids, we've seen your dog, and we love it, but you haven't talked a lot about your kids. And I have two daughters, and my oldest one was the one I was just talking, and she is an OBGYN, and she has, been that maybe 15 years or so. And she's working on a further specialty, maternal fetal medicine, working with high-risk babies and high-risk mothers. Stop. He thinks I'm going to play with him. So anyway, just lay there nicely. Lay there nicely. Here, maybe I'll sit here by you. Anyway, we'll see. So anyway, we just got the good news this morning from her that their medical center has received the vaccine. They've had it for a number of weeks because of their cold storage, and that soon high-risk staff members, frontline staff members will be receiving it first. And so we're very excited about that because all of this month she's been working in maternal fetal medicine, critical care, intensive care, and COVID is just, the numbers have been off the map. So we're really excited that hopefully in the next few weeks, she will be one of the fortunate ones to get the first vaccine, and then a month or two later, a second vaccine. And as a mom, and a dad, that will relieve our hearts. So anyway, we're very thankful for that good news at the beginning of this year. That's my oldest daughter. My youngest daughter is the one who you've seen my grandsons in a number of videos. She and her husband live in the area, so that's wonderful. When they came back about a year and a half ago, it just made our lives. If we could get them both home, wow, that'd be even better. But anyway, lives nearby. We get to babysit. Matter of fact, because our daughter and husband, they also have a December wedding anniversary. We will be babysitting this week, so they can, instead of going away, just stay home by themselves for a day or so. And so we're excited to do that. You know, when I was first married, I thought I want us to make it to a 50th wedding anniversary. And we're at 47. We're getting close. But you know, now that I'm at 47, I don't want 50. I want 60. I want 70 with my man. And I've been excited when we have been invited to anniversary celebrations for friends and church family that have had anniversaries 60, 70 years. I think we even went to one for 75 years. Pretty amazing. So now I'm upping the ball and upping my goal, and I want to go for 60 or 70. And so I'm very excited to celebrate the 47th this year, but looking for many more ahead. So I'll be showing you pictures from our wedding and some funny stories. I remember one was when we were writing out our wedding invitation. I said to my mom, I want to say on the wintry evening of December 29th, on the snowy evening of December 29th on my wedding invitation. And she's like, no way, with 500 people coming, we're not going to have that. And so on my invitation it says, on the wintry evening of December 29th. And thankfully there wasn't snow and everybody got to come, and that was great. And so that was just one of the fun memories that I remember from my wedding. 47 years ago, these were some of the small flowers in my wedding bouquet and preserved. And here's our wedding invitation that says on the wintry evening of December 29th. Please excuse the quality of the photographs. I've just taken pictures from our wedding albums, and this is my home church, about the front half. Here are two high school friends on the left. My college roommate was matron of honor, my sister was maid of honor, and two cousins on the right. You can see Paul's dad, who helped marry us in this ceremony. You can't see my pastor, he's standing behind me. But I love the faces in this picture, not only of Paul and I, but my sister and her happiness, the little ring bearer, not so sure if he wants to look, but just fun. One of my favorites, Paul and I standing by the candelabra. Here are our parents. Paul and I were so blessed. Paul and I were 23 and 22 here, but we look like young babes. Little did we know that we would be involved, being in ministry, Paul being a pastor, in many, many weddings to come. Here we are, back at my mom's house. I had just taken my veil off. We were getting ready to get changed to leave for our honeymoon, and I said, oh no, wait, we have to get a picture with the Christmas tree. Little did Paul know how much Christmas decorations would be such a major part of his future life. A year later, we used this photo for our first Christmas card. In the back row, starting in the upper left, is a future missionary martyr. M19 guerrillas in Colombia, South America, took Chet's life at an early age, leaving a young wife and two baby daughters. Many biographies have been written about Chet Bitterman. Then there's a future brother-in-law. Then two of my cousins flanking one of Paul's older brothers. In the middle row, two girl cousins and two high school girlfriends. It's amazing to me, but there's 4 future pastors and 3 future pastor wives in this photo, and my dear dad. Also, our best man on the lower right has gone on to become an internationally well-known speaker and author, Paul David Tripp. 33 years later, there would be another December Christmas wedding on another wintry eve in December. Something blue embroidered on the inside of Megan's wedding gown. A hard day, Daddy giving his baby girl away. And here's our girls, Carrie and Megan. Before the ceremony, Here's the bride and the groom, my beautiful baby girl and her wonderful father. Here's Paul marrying Brad and Megan. The new Mr. and Mrs. It took many friends and dear family members to transform the church and the all-purpose room downstairs for the reception, and it was a wonderful evening. Here's the whole wedding party. Once again, we have 2 sisters, Megan's and Brad's, 2 cousins, 2 college roommates, and 1 high school friend. We finally have a son. We called Brad our favorite son-in-law. He was the only son-in-law we had at the time. Megan found the cake of her dreams, and it was gorgeous and delicious. This wedding's about over. 18 months later, our oldest daughter had a spring wedding, and we started this all over. Well, as we wrap up another Marlene at Home, I've just always enjoyed being with you all. I really appreciate when you come and visit me here in my home, since I can't get out and about and you haven't been able to either. I've already told you the story of my bride doll from when I was 5. Since she's sitting here in the chair, this is our wedding album, and you have seen pictures now from in there. This is our daughter's wedding album, and so we have a few pictures from there as well. But anyway, as I have so much to be thankful for and to celebrate this Christmas and this New Year, I'm so thankful for things that I'm sure you're thankful for too. Good health, for family, even if they're at a distance and we can't all be together, for things like Zoom and FaceTime, as we've talked about, cards and notes. And so I'm thankful, and I'm very hopeful for the coming year. I thank the Lord for his goodness to us this year, and I just can't wait to see the blessings he will bestow in the new 2020-21. Thanks again for joining me at Marlene at Home.